Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis. This is for trading on July the 6th, 2021. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. So coming up on Tuesday, July 6th, first of all, we have Reserve Bank of Australia, Governor Lau speaking. So again, this is important. Now, with the Reserve Bank of New Zealand here, we're looking at potential of interest rate going up in November of 2021. That's quite a Actually, that's quite a move here, but it looks like RBA, Reserve Bank of Australia, will hold off till Fed moves. However, that's not guaranteed. So usually Australia and New Zealand both tend to be higher in terms of interest rates than the US. So we will keep this in mind. And with this type of news here, Reserve Bank of New Zealand potentially raising rates, that will be positive for the currency. So in terms of the Reserve Bank of Australia, Governor Lau's statement here, if there is any mention of raising rates, even if that's in 2022, that will be a positive sign, and we are likely to see Australian dollar go up. So keep that in mind. We also have ZEW economic sentiment numbers. So right now we are focusing on the recovery post-COVID now. So if these numbers come in positive, if everybody's feeling positive about it, this would be a good thing for Australia, for Euro here as well. Now we also have OPEC meetings, and in this case, again, the quotas are important, what their production will be, that those are the things that will be important. So if they hold the quotas the same, keep them the same, do not increase the quotas, that will be a positive thing for oil, and as a result, Canadian dollar as well. Services PMI numbers here. PMI numbers are precursors to retail sales. So if the purchasing managers are buying stuff, that means they expect to be able to sell that stuff, which means our retail numbers, GDP, all of that are likely to be positive as well. They would be expecting positive results. So this PMI number is very important. Again, any sort of positive numbers here will help the US dollar. All right, so let's move on to our charts here. We'll start off with euro dollar here. So euro did not do much today. So bias here is neutral to bearish. It's holding below this previous support resistance level. This is the place where it has struggled many times. So price went through this resistance, pulled back into it before it moved forward. So the same thing here, we are seeing price drop. Now, as long as it holds below, then we are looking for, holds below 1.1880, then we will be looking for this continuation to the downside here. So neutral to bearish bias here. First target in this case would be our support level at 1.1800. And then should it go through that, the second target here is 1.1765. Pound here, pound is holding steady. It's also into support resistance level, important support resistance level here, as we can see. Price is struggling with 1.3870. So I'm looking for a retest of 1.3870. If it holds, only then we would be looking for price to drop further. So looking for a continuation of the previous trend here, but this one has a little bit more bullishness than the euro does. So watch out for the reaction at 1.3870. Should it hold below, we are looking for a drop. In that case, first target would be 1.3780 level, and then below that we have 1.3700. So right now, neutral bias for pound. Aussie here. Aussie's holding right now. For this one, if the comments from Governor Lau, Reserve Bank of Australia, Governor Lau, are bullish, they talk about interest rate hikes, that will push Australian dollar higher. So bear that in mind. It is coming into resistance here. So in this case, we have resistance at 0.7560. So I'm looking for price to test this level. And then if it holds, we would be looking for a drop from there. But again, any kind of comments in terms of tightening the monetary policy or increasing rates will have a positive impact on this. So right now I'm neutral on this, not really expecting a fully bullish move here, just looking for a bit of a slide higher. And then the important thing would be or important level to watch will be 0.7560. If it goes through that, then basically we're looking for price to go all the way into 0.7620. But for now, 75.60 is the level to watch. So neutral bias for the Aussie dollar. New Zealand dollar, of course, with that, the news in regards to potentially Reserve Bank of New Zealand raising rates in November of 2021. This is a positive thing. Even Bank of Canada talked about raising rates in 2022, but Reserve Bank of New Zealand, if they do raise rates in actually just the comments in regards to the raising rates will create a bullish move. So this one could go higher. It is into resistance, so keep that in mind. It's coming up into resistance here, into 0.7070, but it could go all the way into the top of the range. It's been trading in this range here for last little bit. So I'm looking for price to retest the high here and then have our turnaround back into the range. So right now, neutral to slightly bullish bias here, but again, not looking for that big bullish move, just looking for a retest of the high potentially at 0.7085 level, and then we may see the price drop back into the range. So neutral to slightly bullish bias here for New Zealand dollar. Dollar CAD here, this one is also range bound at this point. So in terms of what we're looking at here, I will look for the retest, the neutral bias for today. I will look for retest of 1.2370 level. If it holds, we're looking for a drop back down towards 1.2270. So neutral bias here for dollar CAD as well. All right, let's take a look at our commodities here. Excuse me. So with this, price is into resistance, and this is the resistance that has been tested several times. A very small candle here, so watch out for a retest of 26.60, and then we are back into the range once again. Bias here is bearish. First target is 26.10, and then below that 25.60. So bearish bias for silver. Gold here. Gold is also into resistance here. Now, we don't have a bearish candle just yet, but watch out, it is into resistance. So if price doesn't go through, last 2 days, it hasn't been able to make it through, and it has struggled here, struggled on the way up as well. So we could see a turnaround. So neutral bias here. If it holds below 1795, we are back into support, back into the range here, and target would be 1774. However, if it does go through, then we have this big move that could get filled. So we'll have to watch out. Price could go higher. So right now, bias is neutral for gold. Oil here, oil looking bullish and continuing on. So next target here is 76.85. So bullish bias for oil here. Copper as well, looking bullish here. It's challenging the high of the range, so looks bullish right now. It's held on to this, which means we could see a move back up here. So bullish bias, and first target here is 4.35 for copper. Bitcoin still in the range here, hasn't really been able to do much. We're at 34,000, looking for a move lower, back into the support towards 31,000. So bearish bias here for Bitcoin. S&P 500 looking bullish here. It is into resistance, then not much of a move today because of the long weekend, July 4th holiday, which fell on Sunday. So today was the day off for that. So bullish bias here, looking for a move further towards 43. So 4,400 here. So bullish bias here for S&P 500. NASDAQ as well. It's bullish right now. It's holding on to this momentum to the upside. So next target here, we are looking at 14,800 and then 15,000 basically. So bullish bias for NASDAQ as well. And our Dow Jones also looking bullish again, not much of a move here, but looking for a move towards 35,000. So still has that bullish bias. Again, the candles are starting to become smaller, which generally means that the momentum is fading. So keep that in mind if you are going bullish on these ones. And then DAX here, DAX is trading in a range still stuck in this range. We have a bullish pin bar here, so looking for a move higher towards 15,785. So bullish bias for DAX. And then FTSE here, FTSE also trading in a bit of a range here. If it does get through, we're looking for price to go and test the high at 7,200. So neutral to bullish bias here for FTSE. And our Nikkei here, Nikkei hasn't really done a whole lot. Price is into support. It can bounce off of this level. So watch out for a move back into the range here. So bias right now is neutral. And I would be looking for a move back into the range here. So neutral bias for Nikkei. All right, so that's it for today. You guys have a wonderful trading day, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Bye for now.